Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Sean Nicholas. This is Common Courtesy. I'm your host and moderator, and this is your first time watching this show. Common Courtesy is a talk show for the working LGBTQ plus individual and allies, and those are individuals who wish to stay woke about things going on in their modern society, and they want to hear this from a LGBTQ plus perspective with some entertainment. And here is my friends with me, my co-host Angelique Young and Ivan Alexander. How are you guys?
I'm
Doing
doing
wonderful.
fine
I'm
so far.
excited. I'm glad to be back, baby.
It's exciting to see you guys. It's been a month. We had a little bit of a hiatus, and here we are as a main cast after a little bit of retooling. I'm really glad to get into this season because it starts off with the this is Mental Health Awareness Month. I hope y'all like my outfit. I just thought I would wear it because it's green and it matches, and I miss Earth Day, so here I am. No, but we've been having some fun over this break. I see Angelique started. You're working your new show as well, and you have a new partnership of the cosmetic type deal. There's a makeup line coming out. We'll get into that later. But then Ivan, you were just on vacation, and where again you go when you went?
I went to Belize, Honduras,
Oh,
Cozumel, Costa Maya. Just a little Caribbean trip. That's all. Little something,
there's
something.
a little there's a little bit of a Caribbean trip.
Yeah, it's a little
Okay.
Caribbean trip. Okay, a little Caribbean trip. Or some would say
Okay.
Caribbean, but it's okay.
I need to get
Caribbean,
up in that.
Caribbean.
Yeah, I can hear you. Like, I really want to get out traveling. I've been spending this last month continuing my sobriety, and
Hmm.
one of the things my counselor said, you have to like get out in the world. She doesn't want us to become a monk. A monk, but there has been some things going on in the world while we've been on break, and I wanted to get into it, especially last week. What happened? What's going on with Roe v. Wade? And I just want to get into that with you guys right now. So the leaked draft of an opinion by Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito, an opinion that would overturn Roe v. Wade, which is a Supreme Court precedent that gives women the legal right to an abortion, sparks fears throughout the LGBTQ plus community of overturning other Supreme Court rulings like gay marriage. Now let's take a look at this local news clipping to get more reference.
The arguments made in the draft that was leaked put the entire queer community on notice, whether it was intentional or not.
Carmen Rivera is Seattle Pride's VP of the board and is already thinking about what overturning Roe v. Wade could mean, not only for abortion, but for same-sex marriage rights.
People thought we were getting ahead of ourselves when we were afraid of Roe v. Wade getting overturned 5 years ago. In 2016, this was a legitimate concern during the presidential election.
The question is, well, how does this impact other cases, right?
Sheetal Kalantri is a law professor at Seattle University. She says overturning Roe would, in her words, gut the constitutional grounds in which it was based on, which is privacy.
Now that you've unearthed the entire roots and the foundations of 30, 40 years of constitutional law, everything is up for grabs.
Okay. So there you have it. I wanted to ask the panel, what do you guys think? Do you think these individuals are right? Is gay marriage up for grabs? And actually, how do you guys feel about Roe v. Wade and overturning it? Do you think that should abortion be states' rights, like they once said about gay marriage, or should it be up to a woman and her doctor? I'm gonna go to Angelique first.
Clearly, my answer is like as simple as it gets, right? It should always be the person's choice. It's their body, it's their choice. It's funny that there's a law that's in the process of being overturned that could stop somebody. It's more than just a childbirth, that you're thinking about that person's life. That's 9 months of carrying a baby to being able to feed and provide for themselves and that baby, the testing, the hospital things. If our healthcare system isn't good enough to support this kind of decision, if they're going to back it with free healthcare and provide it to all pregnant women, and I'm not talking about this mediocre bullshit that they got going on with, what they give women now for family and child services. Like, that's not enough. It's not enough to get a bottom dollar doctor anymore. And I hate to say that, but there are doctors who are doing this work that it doesn't count for. But the basis of this is just saying that, like, no, it's not going to be good for the women. And I do fear that that is the way it's going to go. It's going to go further that way, and they're going to push for it. Do I think it'll get there? No. I think that the way that the world is set up and the way that we protest, the way that we kind of handle things, I think is going to to really kick in. If it hasn't already, I don't know if you guys have seen, it's gotten a crazy response. I just wish that all communities would back it the way that things like the Black Lives Matter movement got backed. I wish that everybody would be marching in the streets for this, because the moment we stop standing up is the second they start to win. The moment we back down from these views, that's how we get a step closer to same-sex marriage being overturned. That's how we get a step closer to going back in the day to segregation and allowing people to do things. They're unraveling the string. And if you don't stop it now, if you wait for it to affect you personally, that is when it's going to do its most damage. Because by then it's too far gone if you let the snowball get down the hill. That's my opinion.
Okay, and let me go to Ivan. Ivan, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it's true. The thing is, if it's not affecting me right now and I don't care about it, by the time it does come to me, it's far too late and I'm screwed. And at that point, it's done, it's over with. As far as overturning it, I don't believe it should be overturned. I don't believe that anybody has the right, what's the saying about, if you don't have the parts, you can't talk about what's going on. And I'm putting that bluntly or nicely, as opposed to, if you don't have the vajayjay, shut the hell up, seriously. Because This is a woman's body. She's going through the freaking chemical changes, the mental changes, the physical changes. And if she in her right mind, and we're not saying she's crazy, but if she in her right mind says, no, I don't want to have this child, I cannot have this child right now, it should be her decision. It should not be the state involved. It should not be the church involved. It should be nobody involved. But what's going to happen is, when you decide to overturn this and you fuck it up, then people are going to go to other lengths to do it, which will be not a good, healthy thing to do at all. You're going to take some black market situation where it happened before to say, you know what? Now we have no control over who's doing what, and there's no real guidelines for it. You get one person who's a hack that winds up butchering people up, and another person is like, okay, fine, this person got lucky. So when does it stop?
Absolutely. And you know what I kind of think is, what I kind of think is really, it kind of boils down to, it kind of goes against what Republicans are really stand for, which is kind of crazy, right? They stand for small government, and I don't think they would think that government should make decisions in our lives. This is a right to privacy. I think women deserve the right to make the decisions along with their doctors, because a lot of the verbiage in this opinion, especially like he was saying, like, this disproportionately affected Black fetuses, and if people who support this bill also want to suppress, the Black African American population, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's not even Black. But I also, they're calling, certain organizations abortionists. So when these people came to the Supreme Court, I thought they're supposed to be, neutral. The law is the law. And this is the precedent set 50 years ago. And this has been a ruling that protected women and protected all these other things from happening, because women were doing it themselves and they were dying. They were putting coat hangers up themselves and bleeding to death. Or I just read a story about a man giving his wife a abortion on the kitchen table, and she died as well. So I see how all these laws are coming out, and I think that Trump he didn't lie about getting some Supreme Court justices in there that would overturn this ruling. And as to, this, just to be clear, this ruling is going to be decided by sometime in June. But as opposed to gay marriage, I think that we should definitely be looking at that, because as we're seeing in Florida, we have the Don't Say Gay bill, which is the next topic. We have, rights, trans girls bills coming out there. So I think we should definitely look at this, because gay marriage is also a Supreme Court ruling, which is the law of the land. So what happens, who's to say they're not going to go after that? And I think that we as a community have to keep fighting, and just like Angela said, keep our voices open. Does anyone else want to add something to this?
Well, how long ago was it that it was just being brown was the problem? Okay, I mean, let's put everything in perspective for a while. And if you were Black years ago, you had nothing. Okay, so everybody's looking back and saying, where do we come from? Oh, well, this, and this. No, not too long ago, and my parents are still alive, there was an issue, and their parents were slaves and the whole 9 yards and everything else. So at what point do we sit back and recognize, you know what? It could happen to anyone, any group, at any point in time. We got to stand up and make sure this crap doesn't happen. And I also want to question is who the hell leaked this thing out? Who did the leak? That's what I want to know.
The leak saved us. The leak saved us. That person needs a pat on the back. That leak got everybody up and aware and put it to everybody's attention that it was even a thing. There was a huge joke that like they waited until the night of the Met Gala where everybody is worried about this stupid party and worried about all these outfits and who's there and what they wear, to do this. And if that person didn't leak that, we would literally wake up sometime in June and be like, what the fuck just happened? But instead, now we have the ability we had just enough time to help everybody else understand the magnitude of what's going on and rally just last minute, which it shouldn't have even gotten this far. This should have been something that we knew about when it was presented before it was ever even voted on, even if it was behind the scenes voted on. That's a crazy thing. And I think that's why it got leaked. So whoever it was,
absolutely.
I think, just being honest.
I'm glad they linked it too, because like I think that people should be this. I think it was 60% of Americans are for women having their own say in their own medical decisions. So I mean, Alito said that we're giving the right to abortions back to the citizens and their elected officials. Well, not every elected official is a fucking doctor. So they don't know what the term viability meant. He said it didn't make any sense. Well, it shouldn't make sense to you because you're not a doctor. And it shouldn't be up to you because just that, you're not a doctor. You don't know when a pregnancy is dangerous for the woman. You don't have those answers to that. That's why it was staying between the doctor and the mother. Like, I don't see, we should be definitely worried because absolutely. I see how conservatives talk in this state and in this city, and a lot of people are still against gay marriage. Like, we saw a movie. I did a story about a movie that this dude married a dog because the creator said, what if people were confused about if they could marry a dog? That's bullshit. But at the same time, like we need to be fighting against this. And I hope that they take this, they argue this against the Supreme Court, because this is just really awful because it's a right to privacy. And I really feel that we are in danger of losing our right to get married. And I want to get married because getting married for me is like meaning that my husband gets to choose my medical decisions and not my mom. We'll be right back after taking a small break. And we're back.
What a break that was.
You two are just too much. All right, let's get on to this next topic. Before we get to the next topic, I wanted to get to our very own co-host, Angelique Young, who is partnered with a small business called Sugar Me Pink to create the exclusive Love is Love makeup kit. Now, I'm going to give the floor to Angelique to give us some more details. Now, Angelique, let us know.
Yeah, so the company that I had partnered with as an ambassador originally is called Sugar Me Pink LLC, and they are a company that is Latina owned. And she started this because she couldn't find the perfect lip for herself. She's a big lip girl, just like myself, and finding product that lasts and that is good and vegan was super important to her. And then also having colors that she was unable to find. So her business has expanded and she's dabbled in eyeshadows before, but ever since I came into the business, she's kind of always whispered in my ear she wanted to do something for Pride. She's been one of my biggest supporters in my whole life. She's one of my best friends of many, many years. And this is something that she's very passionate about and she loves it. And she actually teaches this to her children. And I absolutely love this about her. And she's very an open-minded woman. So the company is very big on inclusivity. It's very big on clean products. And it's very, very big on providing products that are usable by anyone and everyone. So it doesn't matter what your skin color, race is, age, sexuality, gender, all of it is inclusive. And so she came up with the idea for the Love is Love palette. And she came to me because she wanted to make sure she picked colors. So we took 6 months to go through and find the perfect vendors and pick colors that were both vibrant and bright, but also allowed people to have fun. We wanted people to be self-expressive and just kind of really enjoy it. And so we were able to get it together right before China closed down. Thank God. I was like, we were able to get it because that whole thing was a mess. But we got the product in and I actually got it. And I'm so excited and I love it. And I'm wearing the entire line right now. I have her lips on, I have her blush on, I have the eyeshadow on. But this is the palette and it's available right now in a select bundle. The bundle comes with this palette, which has 15 different beautiful rainbow colors, has a huge mirror in it. And then also you get 6 Hydra liners, which are water-based or water-activated liners. You get a lip gloss, and you get a lip liner, and you get a Love is Love pin. And it's so cute, and I love it. And you get this cute little bag that comes with it. So I absolutely love it. And it comes with stickers and a handwritten note from her as well. So it is really awesome. I love it. And if you guys are interested in it, please do hit me up. The palette itself will go on sale in about a week or so, just so that everybody has time to actually have it in time for Pride Month in June.
Yes. Yes. Come on, plug. Come on, plug.
Yes.
You know what? I
Shameless
also I actually love the names. Like there's Shade. I see Boots is one of the names for the
Yes.
shades. Is it? Am I right?
Yes. That's my
I
favorite
love
one.
that
It's
'cause
blue. Yeah. The
It's
names
irrelevant.
pick.
It's relevant.
Yes, exactly.
Go ahead, Ivan. I'm sorry.
No, it's relevant. Yeah,
So
we
is
pick
that
the
shady
names
boots?
based on
Some shady
localized
boots?
terms and things that are said within the community. And a lot of things that came to mind when I'm in the dressing room or when I'm hanging out with my very good drag friends. Like we're always talking about, you call each other sis, or like really right now a really big word is
Cool beans.
for suspect, stuff like that.
And I love that. I love that about you. So we're running out of time. I just want to talk about that just a little bit. But the battle over Florida's Don't Say Gay law adds another chapter to itself as Florida taxpayers are now suing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over the dissolution of the Reedy Creek Improvement Act. Let's just take a short look at this clip to get some more details.
Residents are suing Governor Ron DeSantis and the state. It's over DeSantis' decision to dissolve Walt Disney World's special governing district, Reedy Creek. The group says the move will put the company's $1 billion debt on residents in the county, and they're asking for the court to find the law unconstitutional. The lawsuit was filed Tuesday in Miami. A representative for DeSantis denied that the elimination of the district would increase taxes for Floridians and said that Disney will pay its fair share of the taxes.
That's a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think? Is this going to be what's going to end this fight between DeSantis and Disney? What do you think? Let's start with Ivan.
Well, quite frankly, years ago I thought when Disney was put out there, they should have put their own roads out there to begin with, because I-4 sucks. I'm just saying, it's a whole traffic thing, but it's all about Disney. As far as putting that on the actual residents and the taxpayers and everything else, no, there's definitely a problem with that. And I believe it's going to be a battle. It's definitely going to be a battle. It's a lot of money we're talking about. And as we know, Florida does everything. When anything happens in Florida is about the buck, especially in the land of Disney. So they're going to do everything they can do to make sure that they can save their dollars.
Absolutely. And the real question is, is this going to push DeSantis into backing down on Don't Say Gay? Like, is this going to force his hand? Ivan.
Well, in the same respect, okay, so we have Don't Say Gay. So then can we go on the flip side and say Don't Say Straight? Why do we have to say anything? Just be who you are and mind your business and let the world live. It's like going to freaking gay days when there's red shirts out there. You just happen to wear a red shirt. Oh my God, does that mean be gay now? What the hell, people? Get over it. I'm so sick of these damn labels. I'm serious. I'm just freaking done. So, people say, well, when did you know you were gay? Well, when did you know you were straight? Duh. Did you even know? Did you have a choice? So if you can't go that way, you can't go this way. Just saying.
Okay, Angelique, let me go to you. What do you think?
I think that the proper words that were used were that Disney will pay their fair share. That as an official statement response lets everybody know in Orlando or in that area that they are going to be paying something. There's some kind of tax coming your way. There's some kind of thing. And I am loving everything about it because I, for one, don't live over there. And then B, this is what you get. So you voted for a law or you supported a law, and now it is going to bite you in the ass because all of the conservative people who live over there now have to pay for the law that they thought they were winning for free. So by all means, or for your bill. So your bill is it's just gonna create more, and you're just gonna end up spending more money. And now you're pulled into a fight that you didn't ask to get pulled in for. It was fun when you was a spectator, but you are no longer a spectator at this point. So if this doesn't move some things into the proper motion place for people, it's definitely gonna when it starts coming out of their pocket. When them state and housing taxes and everything else on the land start coming, and they realize that they got to pay an extra, because $1 billion is not $1 million, is not 100,000, baby. That means that You're going to be paying
billion.
$1,000 to $2,000 plus more on your houses, on your land, on your property that you've been getting away with your $100 and something a month, and now it's going to go up. You're going to end up having to pay 4 digits, and you're going to be real sad pandas at tax time when you don't get your check back the way you want to. And so I think this is going to be another eye-opening thing. And for all the people who are ignorant, who don't watch television, who don't pay attention to the news, who didn't see it coming, you did this to yourself. And this is just one bomb that's going to drop. It's going to turn into a whole thing. So if you don't want to be a part of it, I suggest you start packing your bags and start moving to another state. Start considering other options, because it is going to get nasty here in Florida. I feel like if this doesn't, this is another example of if the snowball doesn't stop early, it's going to fuck up everything. Get ready for y'all. It's going to be an avalanche.
I'm glad you said state and not county. Yeah,
I feel
Pinellas County. Y'all go to a different state, because Pinellas County is fine right now. So y'all go somewhere else.
Just don't. Yeah.
But I mean, they're saying, there's some economists saying that like this whole $1 billion debt that Disney accumulated can fall to like most other Florida residents as well, because that county, it can't just be Orange and Osceola, because that's the two counties that they're centered around. But I kind of think this is, I agree with Angelique, I agree with all y'all. That's what y'all can get, and it's stupid too. This shit is stupid. They want to spend people's fucking money on what exactly? Like, I have no idea what this whole fight is over again, because it's gotten so convoluted. But they're spending money on, they're willing to spend your money on a law that it really doesn't need to be. It's bullshit over politics. He's running for president. Like, it isn't like, if some people said, if Donald Trump doesn't run. No, my nigga, like, DeSantis is running, because these are some things that he's basically telling, he's giving a dog whistle to conservatives out there, especially in Florida, that if these liberals or whatever, these woke people, because he's against wokeness, which is, the awareness that there is social justice problems in our country. He's telling those people, like, when I run for president in 2024, vote for me. But it's bullshit. I think these people have some legal justification for this lawsuit, because he is punishing Disney for speaking out. He is unconstitutionally raising their taxes for no good reason. And also, as well, he's also breaking a contract, and which I think there's a contract clause of the Constitution that basically Florida is breaking the promise with Disney before the debt is even paid. So there's a lot of like legalities in this whole situation that can just really make this lawsuit valid. I'm glad some Floridians are standing up and being brave. And the lawyer who's filing the lawsuit is William Sanchez, who's running against Marco Rubio. So if you're wanting to vote for somebody, I think this is the guy. But anything else from you guys?
Listen, y'all heard it first here on Common Courtesy. Don't forget.
Angelique.
I had a mic drop moment. I don't have nothing else to say. That's
Oh. All right, guys. So there you have it, and we'll be right back. Yes, and we're back, and now on to my favorite topic, sex. As reported by Pride.com, insiders at Grindr say that a new position is coming to the app. The position? Side. Now, if you are unclear on what that term means, same, bitch. Because according to Urban Dictionary, a side is a gay man who does not enjoy anal sex but engages in other sexual activities. Now, I want to ask you guys, what do you think? Is this new to you? Have you ever heard of a side? Let's go to Ivan first. Ivan, what do you think?
Hey, to me, I'm sorry, hold on, I got a little choked up there for a second. Okay, so to me, the term side, a side piece of ass is a side piece of ass, okay? Bottom line, you can call it whatever you want. It's a side chick, it's a side dude, it's a side bitch, it's a side hoe. Here a side, there a side, you get a side, y'all all get a side. It is nothing new. So, y'all can call it what you want to call it, but a side piece is a side piece is a side piece. And at that point, I'm going to do it, Angelique, and drop the mic.
Well, the question is, it says, but it's really fast. The question is a side is a gay man who does not enjoy anal sex, but gets into other things. Is that the whole answer that you're giving?
I've never heard that definition
before. Have you never met
before.
someone who's not into anal sex?
I've never had that definition before. A side piece ass is a side piece ass. That's what it is. Just saying. I mean, I don't speak for the world, but I've never heard it specifically that definitive before. So hey, you learn something new every day.
Angelique, let's go to you. What do you think?
Okay, so I kind of really, now that I'm sitting here and my juices are flowing and the gears are turning, right? I kind of am for it only because it's a very definitive name. Just like Ivan said, it's a side piece. Like somebody like most straight men, quote unquote, or the undercover brothers or down low boys, this is their lifestyle. This is who they are. So now, instead of calling them a side piece, they just get called a side. They could just put that down there instead of saying they're DL or saying that they're not, whatever. But I think that this is great because when we get in the conversation, I don't have to have that awkward moment where they're like, I don't bottom or I don't get fucked. I only fuck. And I'm like, good for you, bitch. I'm the same way. But whatever. Like, I love this. Like it works for me, right? So I don't have to have that awkward conversation anymore. They could just be like that they're a side and they have a power word. They have a word that gives them strength and the ability to say what they want to say. So you know what? Grindr, kudos to you for putting some shit together that helps people admit who they are with some side slang. No pun intended. It is what it is. Ivan is not having it.
I'm dead. You too. Well, you know what? Okay. After listening to you guys, but after listening to you guys and redefinition, I have met some guys. Well, you know what? I'm never down for not down for anal sex. You know what I mean? I am down for being friends with someone, but that's bullshit. But I have heard some guys like, oh, I like getting my dick sucked, like what Angelique, the download guys, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily want to say it's a side piece. I think a side piece you're doing everything with. I that's what I think. I don't know everything in the world, but I think this is something like to clarify for some of those guys who don't enjoy doing that. If that they are out there, it gives them what Angelique says a power word. But I'm always I can't. I really thought to myself, have I been in that situation where some guys like, no, I don't want to get it in. I just want to suck dick. I don't really remember that. Even going through the months of blackouts because I'm in my sobriety life. Blackouts, I'm like, damn, have that ever happened? He's just gonna suck my dick and he's not gonna fuck. No, because I usually always lead to it. You know what I mean? They be like, oh, let me just suck your dick. And all of a sudden, you just get into it. All of a sudden, your legs touching the headboard and everything. Oh, my God. All right. I'm done. You know what? We're going to take a quick break.
No,
and we're going to get
it's a great point.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's a great point, though, because honestly, I've been in situations, especially when you're a younger gay, you get into these situations where these people kind of manipulate you and they kind of make it feel like it's your duty or it's a greatness, it's an honor for you to give them a blowjob or something like that. And I think that this is kind of it's a bad setting before, but now you can kind of definitively say I'll have it. I make it a very stern rule since we're being open. Bitch, I tell them straight up. They're like, oh, come suck my. I'm like, what are you doing for me? Is you doing a grocery run or is we smashing? What are we doing? Because I don't do no charity work in the bedroom. There's no such thing as charity work. I don't come do you a favor unless there's a ring on a favor and we're dating. And you're like, I'm seeing you multiple times a week and I need to get a quickie in just to make sure that you come home to me. Bitch, you're not getting that. I don't give that kind of treatment.
Oh!
IOUs are not for me, bitch. That's for the IRS. I don't do that.
I've been real fast before we ran out of time.
So what's next? Right and left? Or we got sides now?
That's what I was thinking.
Left is middle? I mean, come on. What's next?
I'm a left.
You got top, bottom, side, left, right. What, angular, square, round? Come on, people.
I kept thinking of the SpongeBob fish side, just being a fish flopping on the side. It can't get up side. I'm what are we doing here?
You're so damn crazy. With this, we'll be right back. And we are back, guys. And the final topic. And in light of mental health Mental Health Awareness Month. I wanted to get into this one really fast. Recently, in an interview with People magazine, Justin Bieber revealed he had an emotional breakdown after realizing his marriage to Hailey Baldwin would not immediately fix his problems. After hearing him say this, I wanted to go to you guys and ask, like, have you ever, like, thought about that? Like, some guy is going to be the one to fix your problems, or do you know someone that is like that? To start this question off, I'm going to go to Angelique first.
I definitely agree with this as a thing that I think a lot of us do. I think a lot of us, I mean, that's the whole definition of a rebound person. A lot of times you get out of something, and when you get into something, you're kind of hoping that they feel that void, or that connection is there. And you kind of look for it. You look for somebody who makes you feel good sometimes. And a lot of times when you're traveling by yourself, you're kind of on the road to, finding yourself, or when someone else comes along, you can kind of easily get pulled back into that kind of whirlpool where you're searching for something to fill the void. And so I could see how somebody could get into a relationship, find happiness, and then get married and be like, shit, is this really what I want? Is this really what I need? And then get into it and be like, I'm not better. Like this situation didn't make me better. And you have to make the decision to be like, do I want to get better for myself, or am I getting better for the relationship? And it all comes back to loving yourself. I hate that RuPaul coined that term. I hate that bitch put it on the world, but it's so fucking true. You can't love nobody else until you love yourself. And that means doing the work. You can't get out of it. You have to do the work. That's mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it.
Absolutely. Let me go to Ivan. Ivan, what do you think?
All right, on that same token, okay, if you think somebody's going to fix you, that's your first problem. I can circle the drain by myself, okay? I don't need help. I need to be okay and on point before I even think about even dealing with somebody. So for me to go, oh, this is the person of my dreams. Hell no. And if that person thinks that that's really going to work, they need more help than I need. Because no, you got to take care of you first. You can't go into you can't build a house on a broken foundation. If it ain't together before you get together, man. it ain't gonna happen. So, get it together. See a therapist if you need to, but don't go out looking for somebody to fix you when you are the one that needs to be fixed before you do something with anybody else. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, amen.
I feel like I'm on an episode of Oprah with y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all because y'all too
if you
honest.
Can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? That's what we call it. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else?
I agree because I was recently like kind of on a date with someone, and he was like making these like excuses about being gay. He recently said he had like a relationship with someone. He like actually was married to a woman. Then his lover was also married to a woman, but they shared an apartment where they would get together. And I'm like, that type of double lifestyle is like, trying to be Batman and fucking Bruce Wayne for no goddamn reason. It's just why I came out of the closet. Like I kind of see where Justin's coming from. And, I've known some people, including my parents. They're like, as soon as I get a man, my life is going to be fixed. At one point I thought, once I get a rich husband, I don't got to pay these bills. No, fuck that. That's not the truth. That's not the world. I think he's sharing the fact that I think Justin Bieber for sharing this, because a lot of people have thought this, and I agree with both of you. No one else can fix your problems but yourself. It's like I was telling someone while recovering from my alcoholism, like I'm always going to be an alcoholic. I'm never not gonna. I think it's an asinine question when they ask in AA, like, does anyone desire a drink? Hell yeah, bitch, is why we all fucking here. Like I want one every day, like I want sex. I always want dick. Certain people. But it's. I thought it was an asinine question to ask that because that's why we're here. So like I really thank Justin for sharing this, because I don't think that no one else can fix your problems for you. And like I was saying with the sobriety thing, it has to be up to you to fix you. It can't be someone outside. It can't be what you heard. Or someone forcing you, like what they're trying to do with Roe v. Wade, forcing women to carry someone to term. It has to be your decision, because the only person driving this vehicle is you. I think, like I said in a post, the higher power is another fancy word for your own consciousness. So I thank him for sharing this, because we always think that someone else can fix our problems, or that people play the blame game, like it's someone else's problem. Like, oh, it's Jared's fault that I'm late. How? When it's really you. I think it was very, he said he did some soul searching. And I think this article, hopefully people do some soul searching for themselves, you know, and ask themselves, like, if this relationship, was I in this relationship in order to do something? Like, let's say you marry somebody, you know, because you're pregnant with their child. Like, you don't necessarily have to be married to someone to raise a child, you know, successfully. That's just my thoughts, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very poignant thing. You know what I mean? That was a very poignant topic to get into. But unless anyone else has anything else to say, we're going to say goodbye.
Yeah, just to piggyback
off. If you marry for money,
wait, hold on.
If you marry for money, own that shit and just do it, okay? Don't pretend it was for love. Just say, hey, this is all financial. Whew, we're good to go. Not a problem. We're two grown consenting adults that said, yes, it's for the money, and we're doing our thing. Own it. That's all.
And Angelique?
Just to preface, I think that what he meant, like, was he was in this relationship with her and he was in love with her, obviously, clearly. But I think he thought, like, oh, like, getting into this and marrying the woman that finally makes me happy would fulfill all the other spaces in him. And he still realized that he still had to work through his shit. He had to still heal from his past trauma, and that being with her wasn't how he was going to get through that. But I will probably say, just because of how well they do together, that she probably played a very integral part in his success for doing that, and his success in finding those little things, because she was there to support him through it. Like, she's very adamant about supporting him through his journey and making sure that he knows that she's there, and vice versa. So I think that that's a rare situation, and people need to understand that is not something you find every time. Getting into the relationship you don't always find the perfect support for you. And I want people to understand that it really does come down to you taking the time to work on yourself and work through your shit. You got to own your stuff, as they like to say. Like, it really is your shit. And at the end of the day, no amount of people in your circle are going to help you lift your shit. You got to carry it yourself or get rid of it yourself. Those are your options.
Absolutely. It's like, what are you bringing to the table? And, you know, if you're not bringing anything, you got to work. You got to be a complete person. I often say that when I give advice over the bar, I'm like, if this guy has to be or this person that you want to be with, and yourself, you have to be kind of as whole as possible, you know, to have a healthy relationship. And even that, like Angelique said, I'm glad you said that he had someone to support him. And a lot of people don't. But that's the episode, everybody. Thanks for listening to us. And we will see you guys next week. We have some fun things planned for Pride Month. We're going to have some successful people in our community come and guest co-host and do some hot topics with us all month. Rico Davis, the singer of our theme song, is coming. I cannot wait for that. So, but until then, we'll see you guys next week. Always try to have a little bit more common courtesy. Follow our podcast page, Common Courtesy TV, here on Facebook and YouTube for more conversations on love, sex, relationships, and commentary on the latest trending news. And listen to us on multiple podcast platforms via commoncourtesytv.buzzsprout.com.